Let's get that asylum case moving. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. For those of you who don't know, we have not been filing asylum delay lawsuits for about 2 years. And the reason we made that decision was because at the time the Trump administration was pouring so much energy and effort into denying as many asylum cases as possible that we thought it was not in our clients' best interest to hurry up their interview and hurry up a decision on their case. So we decided to not file those cases. Well, guess what? We are back in business. We are going to be suing USCIS for asylum delays. And the reason for that is twofold. Number one, I've been talking to some fellow asylum lawyers and some lawsuit lawyers, and they've been having success with suing. Now, I never had any doubt that I could get our clients their interview or I could get their clients a decision. Filing a lawsuit on a case that's been delayed 3 or 4 years generally tends to get things moving. I was reasonably confident that if we sued them, that the asylum office would swing into action and get to work on deciding the case. Now, the reason I didn't do it was because I was worried that it wasn't in the client's best interest, that if they got denied, they would be referred over to the immigration court and they would then be facing deportation. Now, I always explain that to my clients anyway, and ultimately it's their decision. But I just made sort of a bigger decision that at that time, we didn't think it was in everyone's best interest to file a lawsuit for an asylum delay. The other change is that the asylum offices are starting to treat asylum seekers more fairly. We've been seeing the approval rate click back up to normal levels, and we think that filing a lawsuit now will help move things along and hopefully get the clients a fair shot. Now, it's always the client's decision to file a lawsuit or not, and there's never a guarantee that a lawsuit equals an approval. Obviously, we can't predict what's going to happen in your underlying case. Our job is just to get you in front of that asylum officer so you can have your interview and to get a decision as quickly as possible. You know, because of the Trump team's decision back in 2015 and 2016 to change the way they processed asylum cases, there are some seriously backlogged cases. Just in our office alone, we have several from 2015, 2016 that we filed that still have not had their interview. So we know based on that, based on our conversations with people on our Immigration Answers live show, in questions that we get by email, in all different ways, we understand that asylum cases have been delayed and that there's this huge backlog. So we believe that by filing these lawsuits again, we'll get things moving, and we are reasonably confident that you'll get a fair shot. And so if you've been experiencing an immigration delay, you might think about filing a lawsuit. Now, the risk, of course, is that if your case is refused, like I said, you're going to immigration court. So you always have to weigh that. You know, how likely do I think I'm going to win at the asylum office level? And if I lose and I have to go try it again in the immigration court where there's a prosecutor trying to deport me and an immigration judge whose job it is to deport as many people as possible, or at least to process as many cases as possible, do I really want to take that risk? So ultimately, it's your decision. But we are obviously very experienced in filing these lawsuits of all kinds. We've filed over 1,000 lawsuits so far. So if you're interested in exploring whether or not it makes sense to file for your asylum case, give us a call. And I'll give you that number in a minute. The other thing I needed to mention was that you need to also make sure that your case is as strong as possible. So what we have been doing is suggesting to people that they get their case ready while the lawsuit's underway. What do I mean by that? Well, with these cases being 5 or 6 years old, the data and the information provided in the original application are probably outdated and need to be updated. And so what we're doing is we're suggesting to our clients that they hire us not only to file the lawsuit, but also to work on the underlying case to make it better. Of course, if they already have an attorney, they're free to do that with that attorney, or they're free to do it on their own. But you want to be ready, because sometimes when the lawsuit gets filed and the asylum office swings into action, you could get your interview in 2 or 3 weeks and you're not going to have a lot of notice. So you need to be working on that. And hopefully you've been updating your case, at least in your mind and in your files, while the case has been pending for so darn long. If you have questions about this, give us a call, 314-961-8200. You can email us, info@hackinglawpractice.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. If you like this video, we ask that you please share it out on social, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that you join us in our Immigration Answers live show. We're going live most days in January, every day in January and most days in February, so we'd love to have you there. Just look for our posted schedule. The times are mix and match, but we will be looking forward to meeting you and talking to you about your immigration issue. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.